Hey everybody, Jeff here. You're looking at the brand new Craftsman Pro System Tower, otherwise known as the Craftsman Trade Stack 22-inch Rolling Tower Premium Storage Stack. In this video, we're going to show you how this new 22-inch rolling tool tower performs and how it stacks up against the competition. Okay, it's going to be a bumpy ride, folks. We are going to water test these boxes to see how well they seal out water. We're going to drop test them here. We're going to take measurements. We're going to tell you whether or not this will fit inside your pickup truck or not. Now, we have a table of contents down in the video description for you. All you have to do is click on any timestamp to jump to any chapter you want to. This Craftsman Trade Stack Rolling Tower claims to be proudly made in the USA with global materials. So that makes me wonder now, okay, so all of this is probably manufactured outside the US but assembled here. But that has me wondering, is Keter in Israel building these for them? Keter builds these boxes for a lot of different companies. For example, they build them for DeWalt Toughsystem stack, and they build the boxes for Milwaukee, and they also build the rolling tower of toolboxes for Rigid as well. Also, we have a bonus for you folks if you hang out with us until the end, because we're going to compare this Craftsman Trade Stack Tower system to the Milwaukee Packout rolling tool storage system behind us, and also to the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0. We're going to show you how well this Craftsman Trade Stack tool system tower connects up with some of the other Versastack components, because remember, this is not a Versastack. This is a whole new system called Trade Stack. Craftsman claims that this trade system stack is IP65 rated for dust and water resistant. Well, you can bet we're going to test that. Craftsman says that we have automatic stacking on these, and it's a one-touch release. And they are also claiming compatibility with Versastack. It is a front-loading and release, so I like this here. I'm already liking this mechanism. Very easy. You put your four fingers here and your thumb right here. Rocks the release switch right here like this. You have to push down on this to move the entire thing out of the way. Box that comes on top here is going to slip under this latch. So by moving that out of the way is how you lift the box up. So the way we release this and to get the top box off, see how it's locked right now? And it comes up just like that. Very simple. Okay, so if you look here at the bottom of each case, this is what you have. You have this U-shaped kind of a track system. And what it does, as you can see, it fits right along in there. That sort of guides it into place sideways. So here's our latch. And it's going to just fit right under there. Then you just push the box down and it latches automatically. It's a one-handed operation. And I think this is an improvement over the original DeWalt Tough System side latch mechanism. And with that side latch, you kill your thumb trying to get them to push in. So here is the top of your Craftsman small toolbox. You see this plastic feature sticking out right here? This is what catches on top of the red latch on the box below it. See, so once we set the box down and it's already guided on top of the grooves on the box below it, see how that feature sticks out, and watch what it does, how it interacts with this latch. It goes right in there and it pushes it out of the way and then back. Now let me show you again in slow motion. Now let's take a look at the latches. So the latches, as you can see, are just, they're plastic. There is a metal rod in here. The rest of this is just a tough plastic. And where it says Craftsman here, it feels kind of rubbery. So the metal pin passes through several loops. I gotta show you something really cool that I bet most of you didn't know you had here on your Craftsman Trade Stack Tower when you got it home. But look on your handle here. Look along the top of your handle. Do you notice anything strange here? Look right into this center slit right here. You can see right there, the slit goes all the way through. So what this is that's a built-in clip into the handle, so now you can take your tape measure and just clip it right in there effortlessly. Look at that, folks. Bada bang, bada boom. Okay, now before some of you continue on trying to just automatically write off the old Craftsman Trade Stack tool tower, I found a pretty cool feature here that isn't on any of the other ones. So check this out. You see this right here? Do you know what this does? That's right, folks. You can wrap your electrical cord around here, extension cords. So that's another cool feature to have on here. Looks like they really thought of everything. Okay, now the next question that a lot of people are going to have is, hey, is this going to fit in my pickup truck under the tonneau cover? Because that's always been a big complaint for a lot of people with the Milwaukee Packout, because even when you drop down the telescopic handle with the Milwaukee Packout, it's usually way too high for them to get it under the tonneau cover. Okay, so measuring off of the floor, we have a height to the top edge of the handle of 23.5 inches. So I tried to pull the telescopic handle all the way up and it gets stuck there. There's no way to pull it off like you can with the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0. I can just pull that handle right off. And now I would be looking at the new lower distance here of about 21 inch. As far as I can see, there's no other way to lower this height down at all. Okay, so let's do some quick height dimensions here. And with the handle fully extended, it tops out at 39 inches. And then the very top of the tower tops off at 34 inches tall. Take a look inside this small toolbox and see what we've got. And I want to see if the lid can open all the way up and stay up on its own. And keep in mind the tower is slightly leaning down the sloped driveway right now. That will help test it some more. So now let's open it up. There you go. And you can see, yes, it does latch into place. Listen. Just like the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 box. And a good shake. Doesn't make it flop back down or anything. Now there's 6 individual little containers here. I myself would probably not end up keeping them all in here. If you want to fit a nice compact impact driver and a drill driver, you're going to want to take out 3 of them. But let's take them all out and I just want to see what the inside surface looks like. Now here inside, you can see we're pretty good and clean all the way around. You just have this little, looks like a wheel well. That's the handle well for where you stick your hand in on the other side and grab. It's like the built-in carry handle. There's no fold-down handles or anything. It's just a built-in carry space, kind of like what they do on that Versastack 3-drawer 200-piece mechanics tool set. Okay, so now we measure across here and we have about 21¼ inches across, but I guess with this rib out down here, that's what makes it 22 inches total. But actually, your actual usable from the inside of the rib to the inside of this rib is actually about 18¼ inches. And then from the front to the back on the outside, we have about 14½ inches. The usable inside part is about 11 inches. And in terms of the height of this box, it is just a frog here under 4 inches. And one way you can tell too is by measuring these boxes. So this is actually 3¾ inches tall. Now as we examine the interior of the lid, you can see this red gasket that goes all the way around here. This is that nice tough rubber gasket. It's supposed to give us our IP65 rating, so that's what we're going to test momentarily. And then you can see some real thick 1-inch deep ribbed walls crisscross all over the place here, to give the lid a lot of stability here, structural stability. All right, let's latch this one up. Let's take it off and let's examine the medium-sized box. Now this is the only one of the 3 that has a handle on the front. And let's see, one-handed operation there, boom. Okay, let's take a look inside this one, see what we've got. And check it out, so this lid latches also. And inside we have this decent sized tray here. Now, will it go this way? No, it only fits this way. So it looks like you can only fit one of these in here. So unless they make more in the future, smaller ones, just like the DeWalt and just like the Milwaukee Packouts, these just sit right up top here like that. You'll be able to hold basic hand tools. And let's see how long the longest tool is that we can fit in here, 11½ inch. And then of course going this way, the longest dimension we have is 10 inches. And then if you were to fit something through this way, underneath the handle, you have about 8½ inches. This tray is 2 inches deep. So this medium toolbox, as you can see here, has a big handle built into the top of the lid. I like these rubberized handles here. So this is plastic, but there's like a little bit of rubber here. And you can see how they've got carve-outs for your fingers. And it just ergonomically fits your fingers perfectly. And it's a nice wide wraparound grip. Okay, so let's remove the tray here and take some measurements. As you can see, it's got some nice clean, unobstructed all the way around, just a couple of ribs sticking out. So let's see, from the outside edges, again, 21 inches. From the inside edge, the usable space is 20 inches. So right here at the handle wells, which are right here on both sides, the usable space between the handle wells is 18¼ inches. And this box, the usable storage space in here, looks 10 inches tall. And the medium toolbox here in the Craftsman Trade Stack also has these ribbed supports here on the lid. Okay, now let's check out the base unit. We'll close him off. One-handed release with my finger here. Lift up. Okay, now let's open up the base unit. Let's see if its lid sticks also. It does. See, there's a big tray in here too. Okay, now here's something. Now look at this. Somebody didn't think this thoroughly through, I don't think, when they were designing this. So watch this. It won't stay up. Even though it's latched right now, watch this. Boom! So see it? Here's the reason why it won't stay up. Okay, so the reason is that inside the lid of this bottom rolling toolbox, this is the adapter for the Versastack system. So this is what's going to allow us to attach Versastack on top of it. So the way we release this is with that red latch right there where my left thumb is, and it just releases it right there. Off of the lid, now the lid will stay open. I could shake it all I want, and it won't fall down. Okay, so here's how we use the Versastack adapter, and we're going to use it to adapt a Versastack toolbox on top of it. And now, knowing that the Versastack is going to be more narrow, it's going to fit right in here, and here's the two latches for it, see? So I'm going to pick up my Versastack toolbox and put it down right here. So that end latches on there. We're going to come around to the other side here, and then this side folds up too, and it latches on there. And it's always been a little tough with it. You have to use both thumbs really on these. And so now you can see we have our Craftsman Pro Stack Tower here with a Versastack on top. So it does indeed fit perfectly good on top of there. And away you go with it. Okay, now the one thing about using the Versastack on the Trade Stack Tower here is that if you decide to attach a Versastack box, it must be the topmost box, because you can't get another Trade Stacks to latch onto the front of this. There's just no way. He's expecting to see another Versastack. Here's your side mounted latches on Versastack, and there's just no way to latch onto there's no front mount latch on. You could rest the box on top. So whatever you do, make sure that your Versastack components start after all of your other components are done. Now, if you remember back at the beginning of the video, I told you about there was a clever trick that you could do here with your DeWalt Tough Case Plus that I bet many of you didn't know. So let me show you that right now. Okay, you guys are gonna love this trick. Groove cutting here on the bottom, this will fit right into the side of this Versastack box. Yeah, see, just like that. How cool is that, baby? And we can do the same thing on the other side of the box as well. Clips right onto that side of the toolbox. So now you have the best of both worlds, folks. You are the ultimate snake. You got red and yellow, one dead fellow. Now I get to do my Ron Popeil impression for you. But wait, there's more, folks. Because check this out. I have this bigger Tough Case Plus drill kit from DeWalt that I got at Home Depot at Black Friday. I think this was about 25 bucks. So what say you, folks? Do you think we can get this thing to fit or not, huh? Let's test it out. Will it fit? Will it fit? But this is also that same type thing, and it's that Versastack width, and it's got the receptor there for the latches, and you latch that side, then you latch this side here like this. And look at this, man, you are wrapped in yellow.
Cat. Whoa! Oh.
Hey, so do you think I'm done yet? Not even close, bub. Okay, so we will take our Craftsman bit set, latch it into place on the other side and then on this side. So these are locked in nicely now. So now we're going to take him and latch him right on the front there, set him down, latch him from the back. Do the same thing with this kit, sort of latch him right in the front there, set him down and latch him in the back. Okay, so now say you want to get rid of this. You want to just take the whole Versastack part with. So all you got to do is, you just, the one-handed there, you release that, and I can just lift it by the handle here. Yeah, there you go. You can just get it up there, off that latch. Then I can just carry this whole thing away. Now to put it back, you just take the whole toolkit, latch it into the back, and then there you go. Okay, so now let me show you. I got to give you a warning here, just like Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something! Okay, so when you have your whole Versastack set up on here, never, ever, ever attempt to pick up the entire tower with this, by picking up the handle like this from the Versastack adapt, because it's not meant to hold that kind of weight. It's a plastic latch, just a little plastic latch in the front and two in the back, and it could potentially break on you. Okay, now as I promised you earlier in the video, right now we're going to compare our Toolbox tower to two other well-known brands. Right over here you can see we have the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 Rolling Toolbox Tower. And then here, of course, in the middle we have our Craftsman Trade Stack Tower as well. And then on the far right, another contractor favorite is the Milwaukee Packout Tool Tower. Okay, so let's compare everything here side by side and we'll compare dimensions and features. Okay, now just to make sure we're comparing everything the same, I'm going to remove the accessories off the top, and we're going to remove the Versastacks. Okay, now if we compare the height of the three towers, the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 Toolbox Tower is about 2 inches taller than the Craftsman Trade Stack Tower, and it is in turn about 2 inches taller than the Milwaukee Packout Tower. So it looks like the DeWalt gives you the most vertical height storage. The DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 box comes in at 16 inches tall, and the Craftsman Trade Stack Tower here, the large rolling box, comes in just about the exact same, maybe a quarter of an inch under 16 inches. And then the Milwaukee Packout large rolling toolbox is also 16 inches. So coincidentally, all three of these boxes are the same height. Where things start to differ here is on the middle toolbox. So when you look here on the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0, 12 inches tall on the middle box. And let's see how tall the Craftsman Trade Stack is. It also is right around 12 inches, maybe a quarter of an inch more. And then the Packout, it comes in at about 11 inches tall. And then once again, when you look at the small toolbox for the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0, it tends to give you a beefier height here. So we're at 7 inches tall on DeWalt, and on the Craftsman Trade Stack, we're about 6 1/4 inches tall, and on Packout, 5 3/4 inches tall. And check this out, folks. This doesn't even tell all the story, because you pull out the accessory parts bins that come in both of these two, in the Craftsman and the DeWalt, and compare them. You can see that the DeWalt is about 4 1/2 inches tall to the top of it. That's how much storage space you get inside. That is your maximum usable vertical storage space inside the small toolbox. Craftsman only gives you about 3 1/2 inches. Now this Milwaukee Packout small toolbox is a special case, because normally you buy these empty, but because I bought the large rolling box with the medium box and the milk crate as a special glitch price that happened for one day only at Home Depot, I didn't get the small toolbox. So if you need to acquire additional Milwaukee Packout toolboxes, I don't like just buying the box by itself. It's too expensive. I like to get it as part of a combo kit deal or something like this, where the box is included in the whole kit deal. And often I wait until the kit goes on clearance before I even buy it, and then that way I'm getting an even sweeter deal. So that's another good way to acquire some of the smaller toolboxes like that. Now I want you to notice the difference between the two latching mechanisms from the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 here and the Craftsman Trade Stack. So remember, the Trade Stack is all plastic. It's a hard plastic, and it does have metal rod here that goes through all of the loop. As you can see here, the DeWalt Toughsystem has more of the metal here, the wire clasp, so it just goes right over the top there and real tight. It has a real solid grip and close. You have to kind of push it good. And then here's the Craftsman. A lot easier. They both close rock solid though. Here's a little bit closer shot for you. So there it is on the plastic Craftsman. And there's the metal on the DeWalt. Now remember, the DeWalt also has a lot of plastic on its clasps as well, and it has a metal pin going through the plastic loops. So really the only main difference between the two of them, the actual clasping is happening here with plastic, while this one's happening with that wire loop. Okay, and likewise, let's compare the clasp here on the Craftsman Trade Stack to the one on the Milwaukee Packout. And the Packout is almost the same thing as the DeWalt. It's got that same metal wire loop there. Now I know that a lot of the Craftsman haters out there are already going to be bashing this, going, oh, it's plastic hinge, it's cheap plastic, it's garbage, don't buy it, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? They all have plastic on their hinges. Does it have to be that wire rod? Will this survive? I think so. You know, time will tell, folks. But, you know, just because something's plastic doesn't mean it's cheap. It doesn't mean it's going to fall apart. There's really tough plastics out there. Keter, who makes all these boxes, you know, that's some really, really tough plastic. And we'll find out in a minute when we do the drop testing on it. Okay, now comparing the height of the three towers, the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 tower is 34¼ inches tall. And the top of the handle, as you can see, is 39 inches. And you go to the Craftsman Trade Stack Toolbox Tower, comes in at about 33½ inches tall. And it is, same, 39, maybe a frog here. Yeah, no, 39 inches tall at the handle right there. And then the Milwaukee Packout, 32½ inches tall on the tower. And then on the handle, their telescopic handle, theirs is the tallest. It comes in at 44 inches. So it locks at that spot. And then the other place at the lowest setting, it locks at 26 inches. And that's why some people complain about the Milwaukee Packout not fitting in the back of their pickup truck under the tonneau cover, because it just stands too tall. And there's no way to remove the handle. Okay, now on the Craftsman, and with the telescopic handle all the way down, we are at exactly 24 inches tall. Then when we drop the telescopic handle of the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 tower, we are at 27 inches. However, this one is removable. We can pull the handle all the way up and out. That would then give us a height of about 19½ inches, which makes this one, most of the people that own the DeWalt System 2.0 say that this one is the easiest one to get underneath your pickup truck. Let's look at the difference in wheel height. The DeWalt has a wheel height of 8 inches. Craftsman has a wheel height of 7 inches. And Milwaukee has the largest. It has a 9-inch wheel. Okay, so the footwell on DeWalt is just about 3 inches, maybe 2 3/4. The footwell on the Craftsman, 2 3/4 inches to here. And then the Milwaukee is about 2 1/4 inches. You folks thirsty? Well, good. Let's go do some water testing. Okay, I've got my fire hose. Okay, now that we've completed the water testing on the Craftsman Trade Stack Tower, let's see how each of the individual boxes fared. I want to see if any water got inside. Okay, so let's open up the little, how it looks in there. Well, I got to tell you, man, I don't see a single drop of water anywhere. So I would say this one definitely qualifies for IP65. And all along the gasket, all I see is just a couple of drops. I see these two here. These likely dropped in once we opened up the box and came off of the hinge. Medium box, let's open it up carefully. I just saw a couple of drops fall down off of the hinge when I was opening it. And looking in the inside there, I don't see a single drop of water, other than what we saw right here at the bottom, that little drop that fell when we opened up the case, because it came off of the hinge. So let's open up the big box and see how it did. no water. And just so we understand the gravity of this situation, let's go do some drop testing. Okay, so let's quickly see how the individual boxes fared. Now, if you saw the slow-mo drop test on this, you can see that one of the two front clasps came off here. Here's where it disassembled from. What I like is that it didn't break, it didn't shear the pins here or anything. So let's just put it right back on. There it is. And it's working perfectly, like nothing ever happened. So here as we open up the lid's still working fine. The mechanism that holds it up is working good. The boxes inside got jostled around a bit, but that's fine. Okay, so the medium-sized toolbox, let's see how well that fared in our drop test of this Craftsman Trade Stack Tower. Tower of Terror. Yeah, so the latch mechanism still works. The mechanism that holds up the lid when you open it. I don't see any cracks or anything. And just some minor scuffing damage right here on the bottom corner. This is where it landed onto the pavers down below during the drop test. Okay, so we've tested the bottom section here. This is the rolling box, and the telescopic handle works just fine. We don't see any breaks anywhere. The clasps here are doing fine. So the only thing that happened on the inside was our Versastack adapter tray popped off of its housing here. Then on the bottom, all we saw was some scuff. I think this is a major game changer for Craftsman, because now they've joined the size and ranks of all of the other major competing towers. The other big selling point of this tower here is that it's only $149. This is $279. So the Craftsman is 1/2 the price of the Milwaukee tower. The other major benefit that I really like is the ease of this front-loading mechanism. It's just this massive, large push-down button here. So now you don't have to ditch any of your own Versastack component. And another good selling point is that it works with the DeWalt Tstak. As you know, Stanley Black & Decker owns both DeWalt and Craftsman. And so those components have interoperability. The other two design features that really impressed me here on the Craftsman Trade Stack Tower is on the back on that handle, where you have the storage for the electrical cord and the clip storage for your tape measures. I showed you how this telescopic handle does not come off. That would have been a lot nicer if it would, because this would enable people with pickup trucks that have really short beds there, that not much height, for you to squeeze these underneath. And there's also no 3-drawer box either. That would be very popular with a lot of people. Oh, and I just wanted to remind you too, if you have any questions at all, just ask them down in the comments and we'll get right back to you. And if you like this type of informational video and you want to see more of it, hey, make sure you click on that subscribe button down below and click the little gray bell icon next to it that tells YouTube to alert you whenever we upload a video, because you don't want to miss one of our great informational videos, folks. And then what I want you to do now is take a look at this other video up here of the DeWalt Toughsystem 2.0 rolling tool stack that we did the tool review video on. And you can see we did all sorts of testing on it and drop testing. And then I want you to take a look at this other video up here, which is the playlist of all of our tool reviews. All right, have a good time with it, folks, and we'll see you all on the next one. So we have no wall rack. We have no other inserts that you could buy, like DeWalt